Hello traders out there in Traderland. This is the weekend edition, D7 here. It's good through Sunday, September 29th, 2019. And the markets do in fact in the day bearish on Friday, with the Nasdaq doing the worst, down more than 1%. However, financials in positive territory, one of the very few assets that went positive. US dollar, crude oil down by more than 1%, silver down by nearly 2%, gold down by 0.5%, VIX going higher by 7%. We're at 17.2, so VIX is, or in other words, fears on the incline. Big drops in Bitcoin. We're at 8,100 at the time of this video. And taking a look here at the S&P 500, looking at the daily chart. Daily chart, here's what's going on. Let me pull in a lot of data so we can just look at what's happening. The bigger timestamp. If I pull in a lot of data, it's hard to see. I know it's hard to see. But you'll notice this is back in 2016. We're up. We softened up a little bit here going into 2018, 2019. And then we rallied back higher. Here, but we're kind of stalling. Do you see how we're up here stalling? It's almost a double top. Do you see that double top trend reversal pattern? That will only be important to me. Okay, let me blow this in. That will be a double top trend reversal pattern if and only if that trend line gets broken. This blue line coming up right there. If that gets broken, and that's no good, then that will be in fact a double top trend reversal. But until that time, it's all we're doing is consolidating. At this moment, we're caught up in the moving averages. We went up. We get a little minor, if you can see that, a little minor double top. I really wouldn't call that a trend reversal, but let me blow this up so you can see it. See how we go up. We pop up here, we drop, we pop up, double top, drop. But if you look here, I got a Fibonacci retracement. And that Fibonacci retracement, we've pulled back to this level at 38.2. 38.2 is a pretty good bounce area. You can see these lower shadows. Those lower shadows show buying taking place there above the 50-day moving average. That's that red one coming across here. But we are below the 20-day moving average, which is not great. It just shows the consolidation that we're in right now. This is a choppy bull pullback. I don't like the looks of it. Could that be the making of a bull flag? Perhaps. But for this to stay bullish, we have to stay above the 61.8. We have to, and that happens to coincide perfectly with that trajectory, perfectly. That 61.8 with the trend line, this blue trend line. That's a very important level for me. So in other words, the spider has to stay, the SPY has to stay above of 290. I'd say above 291. We need to stay above that number. If we don't, the market's going to get weak very quickly, and that could be the start of another correction of some level. Okay. If I look at the weekly here, sometimes the weekly can give us some information. And the weekly chart on the S&P 500, you can see going at 28.19, we've just been going up, a little bull pullback up, a little bull pullback. We go up again. The problem with this most recent rally is we should have hit this upper trend line. We hit it here, we hit it here. We should have gone up and hit it again. In this case, we have dropped early. So the last two swing highs, last two swing lows, I draw with red trend lines, and you can see we're in a consolidation symmetrical triangle above the 20-week moving average, which is pretty, fine. The question is, what's going to happen here? Are we slowing down because we're getting ready to drop, or are we consolidating right before a major pop? What is happening? The month will be over soon. If I look at the month here, this is the monthly chart. We're at resistance. Every time we got to this upper trend line on the monthly S&P 500 chart, we dropped. We get here again, we dropped. We get here, we drop. We get here, we drop. But this drop is acting like it's not really wanting to drop significantly. The last time we got to this line, we dropped and we immediately corrected. Here we dropped, we immediately corrected. See this lower shadow on the S&P? That was last month. This month, we tried to break over that resistance point, but we pulled back down. This should be a big red candlestick if it was going to head down here. I'm not seeing that. So that's interesting to me. Very interesting. If you look here at the diamonds, let's look at the daily chart on the diamonds. Whoops, the daily chart. Daily chart. We go up, up, up. It's a bull pullback, but it's kind of like a bull flag. We're below the 20-day moving average, but above the 50-day moving average. We're going into the same symmetrical triangle thing, but this is a bull pullback. It's an ugly bull pullback. You could almost argue a low base, which is more bearish than it is bullish. So the question is, are we going to drop back down here and bounce around before we make a drop or a pop? Maybe. Or is this going to be just a choppy bull pullback that's getting ready to rally? Because it looks like we're above 38.2 here also, which is a bullish setup. I just don't like the looks of the pullback itself. It just doesn't look great. The Nasdaq, here is the problem. The Nasdaq, do you see how that red candlestick, if you blow this up and really look at it, do you see how we're below the blue line here? That blue line goes way back. So you can see here we're at December 24th, 2018, okay? Go to a line chart, you can see we're right here on that. I like it to be perfect. We come up here, we get right here, and I'm going to tighten it up just a hair. See that? And we broke it. We're below it. But if I look at the red one here, the red one, I need to tighten up on this. So let me do this. Hold on. We're right at that red one. Do you see that? And that red goes to these 2 points. This point here on June 3rd, 2019. Okay. And then it goes to this point, August 23rd, 2019. We dropped. We're right at it. So if you go here to the if you go to the candlesticks, this looks like it could bounce. And if so, I'd be looking at the 2 red trend lines and a perfect symmetrical triangle. It needs to get back above these moving averages, but I'm showing some sort of weak. It's weak here. The Nasdaq is showing weakness. And for you guys that's been through the mentorship, you know what that's telling us. Look at the volume in comparison to what we're seeing on this pullback. If you look here at the this is the Russell's 2000 small caps. This is ran up. This has done a pullback, but you can see here, especially for your mentor students, look at the size of these red candlesticks on the pullback, and it's now below the 50% Fibonacci. You see that? We're below it. So we can go as low as the 61.8, but so that means the Russell's needs to stay above 150. It needs to stay above that, but it just looks not great to me. If I go to the I want to look at the small caps. I'm going to show you something on the weekly chart. The weekly chart on the Russell's 2000 had this big symmetrical triangle. It broke out on a nice size candlestick, but immediately came back. Again, for those who are in the 301s, remember the death hook. That's what we're seeing right here. That worries me. That is big time. That's a big time concern to me. So is that a true death hook? Is this just a run up and a big bull flag that just doesn't know what's going on? There's a lot of uncertainty out there. Is that what's happening? If I look at the financials, this is the financials weekly. Financials weekly, we've been going up, 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 a little pullback. We rally up, we hit our head at resistance, we pull back again. We're above the 20-week moving average right here, and we're just remaining fairly bullish. Again, this is the financials. So that's showing me that we still have some strength there. If the financials stay strong, look for the rest of the market to stay strong. What I don't like on the small caps. I'm going to go back to the small caps. We're going to look at the monthly chart. Month's almost over. We dropped, we rallied up, but we're not making any ground. We're staying low. See the channel that we're in, the blue line here, the blue line here. This is the high part of the channel. We get to the low part of the channel, and then we're staying in the low part of the channel. That's relatively weak. I don't like that. If I go here to the financials, same thing. Big symmetrical triangle. We come low, and we're just kind of hovering here in no man's land. A lot of indecision. We're just chopping sideways. No one knows what's going on. No one knows what's going on. US dollar, this is the daily chart. Resistance, resistance. We're already slowing down here. Look for more consolidation. We're just consolidating. It's in a trading range right now. US dollar is. Crude oil had a scare, big pop, came back down, found support, 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 support. It finally broke support, and then it released to the downside. Every time we get a sell-off in the morning, by the day we rally higher, higher, higher. We're just caught up in the moving averages. We're back within the triangle. Lot of indecisions in crude oil here. Silver, big run up. We soften up. We try to pop, but then we dropped again. We're seeing some weakness here in silver. Gold, we had the symmetrical triangle. And Thursday we broke a support level. Friday we released down to the downside. So this is a time to be looking to maybe take some profits on gold and silver. Look to load back up soon. The reason I say that is, let me go to gold weekly. Up, up, up. This is a little bull flag. So this bull flag pull back a little bit and then rally. That's a good thing. Silver, if you go here to silver, we're up. It looks a little toppy. Let it pull back a little bit for a bull pullback. Look for a rally to the upside. This is a good time to be looking to sell and load back up on a better opportunity. Better opportunity. If you go to the VIX, we popped up over a resistance line, and we're above all major moving averages. We're at 17.2. So it looks like the VIX is set to go higher. Bitcoin, we had everything looked bullish, but it broke. On the 24th, we broke a major support line, and then it just released. So this is not a time to be buying Bitcoin. Wait for it to pull back a bit and look for another buy opportunity. The monthly is pulling back here. The weekly is pulling back. So we're just looking for an area where things will be reversing. Okay. So overall in the markets, guys, there's a lot of uncertainty out there when it comes to the broad markets and what's happening. Be very careful on being too bullish out there in this environment, because we're seeing some weakness. We're seeing things soften up. We're seeing the VIX, the fear indicator, going higher. That's a 6-month outlook on puts, on options, so that's bearish. And we're seeing some softening take place on major areas such as small caps and the Nasdaq. So those tech stocks, when you see them softening, that's problematic. And listen, next weekend we plan on having a trading club. Let me go over here and show this to you. If you go to GROC Trade above, when you go to GROC Trade, once you're here at GROC Trade, you have to scroll all the way down. Scroll all the way down, and then you're going to run across this form. This form right here will at least get you pre-registered, okay? Now, anybody that gets registered, what I'm going to do is send you off an email. Everyone chips in $5. That's what we do in our trading club. Everyone just chips in $5, to cover costs. And if you guys want to be part of this, great. If you don't know anything about the trading club, that all it is we have speakers come in. We talk more in depth about what we're seeing in the markets, good trade setups for stocks that we might want to be looking to invest in. And just it's highly educational, and it's good for us to spend time, especially if you have a video camera. We'll be toying around with the idea, because we're just getting started here, toying around with the idea of bringing some of you guys on, asking questions, or giving your thoughts on things, and you'll come on camera with us. Yeah, so we look forward to that. If you can't make it, if you still pre-register, and you or not just pre-register, but you sign up for the class, if you can't make it next Saturday, it's at 9 a.m. Eastern, so it's 6 a.m. Pacific, okay? And it'll last an hour, maybe two. And the everyone chips in $5. It's at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6. I just said that. But anyway, if you can't make it, but if you do enroll, we'll send out a recording. We'll make sure we do get it recorded, and you can have access to the recording. Oh, I know it's spur of the moment here, but it's next Saturday. So in other words, that means it's going to be October 5th, that morning. So get your Grok coffee going, and let's have a Grok time, a Grokkin' time. So there it is. That'd be a fantastic go. So hope you can join us. Hope you can join us. Hope you can join us. And this is an experiment. We'll see, because my club that I have is 500 strong, and we were meeting at a location, and the location didn't allow any outside groups come in anymore. So we lost our location. So we've been talking about doing it live online, and so that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna try. So anyway, hope you guys are having a great weekend. Give me a thumbs up and let me know if you got registered, because we had something happen where I don't know what happened. Something stopped us from being able to take more registrants. I had to open it back up. So I think there's no problem here. So meaning that when you register, pre-register, you will in fact be able to get in. So sorry for those last time that had trouble. I think we got that fixed, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be a great time. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful one. We'll catch you later. And let me know if you got registered down in the comments below.